What's up everyone? Shane Reinhardt with Reinhardt's Four Seasons. Today we're going to give you a little shop tour of our shop. Follow me, check it out. So this is our office. This is where all of the magic happens. Computers over this way. On this wall we keep all of our calendars. So we have 3 months ahead of calendars here for our landscaping, mowing, and fertilizing crews. And then down here, we've started to keep 8 months of calendars for our social media content. So this is for our actual work, and those are our schedules that we keep for our social media content. So other than that, really just a lot of conversations that happen in here. A good spot for the guys to come in and hang out in the beginning of the day or in the afternoon once we're all done. Let's go check out the shop and see what we have in store for you guys out there. So this is our climate controlled shop, we'll call it. This is 50 by 100. This used to be a cattle barn. So we've got some pictures that we can kind of put in there so you can see what this place looked like before we moved in. But we do have ourselves a nice little bathroom in here, washroom, and we've got a nice little hangout area here that's got some stuff in it right now. But this is a spot where we can, cook some meals up on a short day, keep lunches and any other snacks that we want to have on hand. So a big thing that I like to do with all of this space that we now have is I like to keep everything that we can on hand. That prevents us from having to run to this place or that place to go get different parts or materials or whatever the case is. So as you kind of look around here, you see we do things kind of in bulk. So first thing you might notice is our oil drum here. This is the 55-gallon drum that we use for the oil for our small engines that are 4 strokes, our mowers, really anything that just isn't our diesel oil. This oil can be used for, and again, it's just nice. We pump it into a quart-sized container and use it as necessary. So we don't have to have, dozens and dozens of quarts laying around. We just have one barrel and one little measuring cup, essentially. So that is how and where we keep our oil. As we move down, we got a nice little water jug here that gets delivered. It's nice fresh water. Everyone can go out with a full thermos or cooler for the morning or for the day. As we come around this corner here, we have one of my favorite pieces of equipment is our hot water pressure washer. So this gets used all of the time, year round, and it's just super essential for us to keep all of our equipment just clean. It has the right PSI. The heat helps really strip off a lot of that road gunk or whatever you want to call it. So that's been a crucial thing for us to have over the past few years. In these cabinets, we keep some cleaning supplies and other miscellaneous tools for that, so soaps and whatnot. It's the hot water pressure washer. We have it vented out the wall so that steam isn't filling up on the inside of the shop here. Now, this side of the shop is where we just keep all of our fertilizing stuff. So, like I said, this is our climate-controlled environment, and that's where the fertilizer product needs to be so that it doesn't start to break down before we're ready to use it. So you can see here we have all of that stuff palletized, organized pretty well here, and this is where our fertilizer setup rig sits every night. So this is the only truck for the most part that sits in here on a routine basis. All of the other stuff goes into our barn, and that's where our cold storage is. So again, this is where we can fill our tanks up on the machines and the one that goes in the back of the truck because we got our hose right here. We have amazing water pressure. So I think it's about a 20 gallon per minute water pressure, which is awesome. We can fill stuff up super fast. Make our way this way. This will look familiar to some of you guys that have watched some of our stuff already. We've got our little steel wall here where we keep all of our trimmers, our edgers, our pruners, chainsaws, brooms, whatever other attachments we have. That's where we keep that stuff when it's not on the trailer. And then our shelving here. This is just all of the stuff that, the miscellaneous things that we use. We've got spark plugs, brake cleaner, more oil, fuel stabilizers, and for all the different equipment that we have. you can see as we go down the line here, all the tools and pieces that go into all this, and everything has its spot. So I think it's important that way to have a spot for it so everyone knows where it goes when they're done with it. As we come down this wall, you'll see we keep a nut and bolt bin. This is another one of those things that I didn't have until recently, and it's been a godsend to not have to run to the hardware store for 1 bolt and 1 nut, or 3 of this and 4 of that. This was a very exciting purchase for us when it happened. Nice little workbench here, and some tools. You know, we're not mechanics here, so it's pretty basic tools that we have. Enough to, you know, maintain and fix some minor things. If something really needs to be fixed, that's when we bring it into the truck shop or the mower shop. And then, as you can see here, we got Jake. He's working on touching up some wiring stuff on our trailer right now. It's just a nice controlled environment that we can stay out of the elements. Right now it's like 40-some degrees outside, so it's not the most ideal to be sitting outside working on wiring with your bare hands. So last part of all this really is our little collection of shovels and rakes, pitchforks, brooms. Again, everything has its spot organized. That way, again, everyone knows where to find it and where it should go back. We keep an air compressor in here. As you can see, I like everything off of the floor as much as possible. That makes it super easy to clean. If we got a bunch of stuff on the floor, which we do have some stuff, it can be complicated to keep the floor clean, and that is one of my biggest pet peeves in here, is having a dirty floor. So strategically, we got as much stuff up off the floor as possible, so that is easy to come in here with a blower or some of our cool little floor cleaning tools and keep everything spick and span. And then we do keep some of our smaller engine stuff in here, just, you know, things that we don't use a ton, but these are just readily in here so that they don't get really backed over with in the big barn, because there's the bigger equipment and trucks that are in there. So this stuff is safe in here. So let's head out. We'll show you a little bit outside, and then we'll go into the barn. You can see how we have that set up and get a feel for what else we have in store for you. All right, so we're coming outside here. Over here, we just keep all of our waste oil in a big tank out here. At the end of the year, whenever that fills up, we'll bring that over to a waste oil company, and they'll dispose of it or use it for oil burning furnaces, whatever that is. Keep some landscape supplies out here. Up front, it's a little tight at the moment, so we're actually adding on about a 25,000 square foot parking lot out back, because right now we have all of our trailers, or most of them, I guess, up here, and our mulch piles. So right now those trailers can be in the way, so I want to get those out of the way, put them in back so that the mulch piles are always easily available to get at. And if you spin around here, you can kind of see we're not done with it yet, but we should be shortly. This area back here is where this big parking lot's going to be going. So we've got to get that gravel spread, and then we got a bunch more coming hopefully later this week, and within the next week or two we'll have everything spread and ready to go. So employees are normally parking along this building, just again to protect their vehicles from getting backed into or anything. That's a very safe spot for it on our days where we're actually out and working. So let's go check out the barn. All right, so over this way, as you might have noticed, we do keep a dumpster and our 3 different fuel blends on hand. Again, we don't want to run to the grocery store. We don't want to run to the gas station every day. We have so many things that need to be filled up. This way, everything is here. We got our regular gasoline. We've got on-road diesel and off-road diesel. So it's nice to just have that and be able to fill up, whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon, and not have to go to the fuel station. We got a local fuel company that keeps these things filled up for us all season long. It's pretty cool. They have a GPS sensor, or not, I guess GPS sensors on them, where they can tell when the tanks are getting low, so I don't even have to text them or anything. They just know, and they'll come and fill it up when it hits like 50% or 25% or whatever it is. So we'll get out of the wind a little bit, head into our barn. So this is our big cold storage barn. This is a 60 by 160. It's got, I don't know, 14-foot ceiling, something like that. And this is where we keep the rest of our landscape supplies and our equipment. So right now, we got our mower truck here. This is where it parks every night of the year. On this wall, we have the landscape equipment that we use most often. Plastic edging, staples, weed block. We've got straw rolls, seed, some buckets of something. I don't know what that is right now. But as we get a little bit further, our tractor and the attachments that we have for our tractor are also on this wall. As we come back around this way, you can see we have 2 of our trucks back here, a trailer. That trailer back there stays with those specific pieces of equipment on it all year round. That's like a straw blower and a seeder for putting new lawns in. We have that trailer set up specifically to keep those items on it. Really, the last bit of this barn is the side with all of our skid steer stuff on it. So we have 1 skid steer, and we've had a few cool attachments that we use often with that. So we keep everything for the skid steer on this side nice and organized and easily accessible. Normally, just reminds me, we'll keep about 100 to 200 straw bales on this back wall here so that we always have those on hand. We have not gone and got those yet, so we'll have to go get those picked up here soon, and then there'll just be a big wall of straw bales there so that we can load them up as needed, whether it's a couple or a bunch at once. So lastly, we keep some topsoil in here. We're still waiting for the topsoil to dry out for it to be delivered, but normally we'll keep 2 or 3 dump truck loads of it right here. This is just a little bit of what we had from last year. So once the topsoil dries out, we'll have those guys deliver that for us, and we'll have that accessible. And then it's always dry too. We don't have to play the game of, oh, it rained, we can't get any. We always have some on hand. So I know it was a quick tour, but that's a little bit about us. If you want to know anything more specifics, let me know, and maybe we can help you out. We got some cool flyover footage that we can show you, and we'll show you and keep you in the loop with things as we continue to kind of change the outside of this and how everything works around here and flows. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.